Fallen Tarsal Joint Syndrome. Let's align the ankle bones. Hi, this is Ina John, pedologist and ankle bone alignment specialist. I am going to talk everything about the foot, its structure and mechanics, and how most structural and mechanical problems in our body are caused by the fallen foundation of our body, the fallen tarsal joint on top of the foot not many people know about. We all know when the foundation goes off, the entire structure goes out of alignment. So it's going to be easy to understand and make sense. And also, I was a Disney animator. Animators know how to analyze movement with weight and ground reaction force the foot has to handle every day. And also, I catch every subtle movement to draw out natural movement for the big screen. With that skill, I found subtle compensating behaviors our body does constantly due to the fallen tarsal joint. And I found out how to do the ankle bone alignment test, which we all should know how to do it. And the analysis of the foot from the animator's viewpoint is quite different from the other sources. So let's start. Today, let's talk about Fallen Tarsal Joint Syndrome. Yes, it's another talk about the tarsal joint because not many people know about their tarsal joints falling with each step, causing biomechanical problems in our body. And biomechanical problems is not only postural and joint problems. Like an automobile with air leaking tires or a building with collapsing foundation. It involves a lot more. Because when the tarsal joint falls, our body has to compensate constantly to keep the body from falling. So let's take a look. This diagram shows the overall symptoms of the fallen tarsal joint. First, nerve system stress. When tarsal joint falls, entire foot bones go out of alignment and tilts the ankle bones, either this way or this way. So systematically, our entire body structure goes out of alignment. Then, not just foot nerves, but all the nerves near the major joints gang up together on the way and send the signals up to our brain constantly, passing through all the local nerves and spinal cord on the way. You know, our brain controls every function in our body 24/7, and doing all that work with these constant incoming signals definitely wears out entire nerve system and stresses our brain. We just don't realize this is happening in our body. The second thing is poor blood circulation. Our body standing without the alignment interrupts circulation at every weight-bearing joint, and mostly the heel and the ball of the foot area where the most body weight falls on this flat surface. Good circulation is important for our body health. Is a photo of a foot bottoms standing on a clear plastic. The bottoms of the heel and the ball of the foot we never see are all white due to the blockage of the blood, because without orthotics, the body weight only goes to the heel and the ball of the foot, but not on the arch area where it is designed to handle a big portion of our body weight. So the blood is all squeezed out, blocking the circulation. Blood vessels are all connected, so if there is a blockage, it affects the entire circulation. The third thing is energy level decreases. Daily life with a body without the alignment takes a lot more energy, and body cannot lift weight without compensating, which means the body has to use core muscle or tilt the body and toe grabbing. And compensating consumes energy. So fallen tarsal joint wastes lots of energy and can lead to chronic fatigue. The fourth is foot deformities. Foot deformities develop as the tarsal joint falls with each step. This 7-year-old boy has very flexible ligament, so his tarsal joint falls completely to the ground. Fallen tarsal joint misaligns the entire foot bones, so foot cannot keep its proper shape. This tarsal joint falls little by little with each step, so overstretching the foot ligaments little by little with each step. This weakens the entire foot ligaments. So as time passes by, our foot gets flatter and bigger while slowly deforming the foot shape. Just most people do not realize until the deformity becomes obvious. When tarsal joint falls, it definitely deforms the arch shape. However, deformed arch shape doesn't look much different from its original shape. This one and this one. Especially when you see it from the top of the foot, even though the tarsal joint falls completely, an arch at the bottom becomes flat, making the flat foot. The top of the arch still has some arch shape, though flattened quite a bit. This is the arch with aligned tarsal joint with orthotics, and this is the arch with fallen tarsal joint. Both arches look similar at the top, even though the arch without the orthotics is deformed arch. But the obvious signs of the foot deformities are noticeable at the toe area. When the tarsal joint falls, the toes grabbing the ground in an attempt to stabilize the foot, sometimes to the point of deforming themselves to the hammer toes. Toe grabbing is worse with people born with tight ligaments. Even though your toes look normal from the top of the foot, at the bottom, you can see the toes are all close to the ball of the foot because it's been grabbing the ground. And bunion develops as the tarsal joint falls in a narrow toe box shoes. While toes are all gathered together, then this side of the ball of the foot, widest part of our foot, rubbing against the shoe wall each step you make, like this. See? That's how bunion develops. So even though you did the bunion surgery, the bunion could come back as the tarsal joint keeps falling. So ball of the foot keeps rubbing against the shoe wall with each step, unless you use preg orthotics, so tarsal joint doesn't fall. And there is one more foot deformity most people don't think as a foot deformity is the bump in the middle of the lateral arch. When the tarsal joint falls severely to the lateral side or supinates a lot, this root of the fifth metatarsal bone sticking out, causing a bump in the middle of the lateral arch. This bump is arch deformity. Also, the callus can deform the foot shape. Usually, callus builds up on the heel and the ball of the foot area because of carrying a lot more weight than they should. And sometimes callus can build up on top of the hammer toes, as the top of the hammer toes rubbing against the shoe ceiling. The fifth, aching feet. Just know that the fallen tarsal joint is the cause of most foot pain, but very few people feel pain on the tarsal joint, on top of the foot. The very reason people do not pay attention to the tarsal joint. Most foot pain happens at the foot bottom, the heel and the ball of the foot area because that part is carrying weight without the alignment. And pain at the arch, plantar fasciitis, which is from the overstretched plantar fascial ligaments due to the fallen tarsal joint. And the foot nerves can be trapped by the misaligned foot bones and cause neuroma. The sixth is limping. Limping means our body is moving without the alignment, so our body cannot function properly. Usually, both tarsal joint falls different degrees and angles and make one leg shorter than the other. That is why most people have one leg shorter than the other. With one leg shorter than the other, we cannot avoid limping. You can check your leg length by pressing down on top of the hip bones while standing. So until we align our tilted ankle bones at the same height with correct orthotics and make the leg length the same, we are still limping. And number 7 is the major joint problems, because body moving without the alignment causes joint problems, especially major weight bearing joints, because it affects everything in and around the joints. Cartilages and meniscus between the joints, ligaments that holding up the joints, and the tendons that move the joints. So the body posture becomes poor and legs can become bow legs or knock knees. Also, fallen tarsal joint definitely tilts the hip bones forward and sideways as well. And on the tilted hip bones, the spine cannot stand straight. So scoliosis happens. And the head on the twisted spine sits tilted. So after standing straight as possible as you can in front of mirror, you might be able to see the jawline and mouth, nose, and eye lines are all tilted. And once you align both ankle bones at the same height, systematically, from the bottom, the knee and hip joints can be aligned, so the spine. Then the face line becomes straight. Also, as we get older, our body bends forward. Why? This also caused by the fallen tarsal joint. In this case, severely fallen tarsal joint. On the fallen tarsal joint, most people stand on the back part of the ankle bone to keep the body from bend forward. Standing this way overstretches the ligaments and tendons in front of the ankle joint. So when the tarsal joint falls severely as we get older, these ligaments and tendons cannot stretch anymore. Then the legs bend forward to keep the ligaments and tendons from further stretching. This makes the body to bend forward and worsens the balance. So elderly people with severely fallen tarsal joints start to fall easily. The eighth is all the soft tissue problems, especially in the foot and the leg. Here, as you can see, all the tendons of the leg muscles pass the ankle joint. You can check on the internet for more detail. There are 11 tendons of the leg muscles past the ankle joint, and most of them attach to the foot bones that make up the tarsal joint or the arch, except the tendons that move the toes. Of course, they attach to the toes. This diagram shows some of the tendons of the leg muscles that attach to the medial side of the arch. Here, the Achilles tendon attached to the back of the heel, and the tibialis anterior attached to the medial cuneiform, and tibialis posterior attached to the navicular in the medial arch, and the peroneal tendons attached to the fifth metatarsal bone in the lateral arch. So when the tarsal joint falls, all the foot ligaments that attach the foot bones and the tendons twist and overstretch to wrong directions while tilting the ankle bone, causing the entire foot and major joints out of alignment. So causing the problems throughout the body. So this triggers ankle sprain and tendonitis of the leg muscles like Achilles tendonitis, tibialis anterior tendonitis, that is known as the shin splint, and the tibialis posterior tendonitis and peroneal tendonitis, and major joint above the tilted ankle bones. So do you have foot deformities and foot pain? Or do you sprain your ankle joint time to time? Or do you have knee, hip, and back problems? How about scoliosis? And your body starts to bend forward? All those symptoms are the signals telling us, come on, align the ankle bones. And when we are getting orthotics, we need to do the ankle bone alignment test and make sure the orthotics make us pass the ankle bone alignment test. Once we find the correct orthotics, we need to put the orthotics into the shoes and do the ankle bone alignment test again to make sure the shoe bottoms are leveled properly. So basically, the ankle bone alignment test should be done with everything we put on to our feet to make sure they are all work together to align the ankle bones. And also time to time to check your shoe bottoms wearing out nicely without tilting. And we need to walk correctly by putting the body weight straight down onto the ankle bone, which is the medial arch, like this, not like this. Then our body can finally function properly with alignment from the feet up, being able to utilize its full strength and full range of motion. So for the overall body health and before any treatment, especially the joint treatment, we need to align the ankle bones first with the orthotics. Then all the treatment and healings can take place with alignment from the feet up. Otherwise, everything is happening without the alignment. And you can watch how to do ankle bone alignment test and how to walk correctly on different videos. And bye for now. I published a couple books with many drawings for easy understanding. You can check them out on Amazon. Align both ankle bones at the same height. Oh, no smoking please. So that the lame may not be disabled, but rather be healed. Hebrew 12:13. It was about Fallen Tarsal Joint Syndrome.